Hello and welcome everyone to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. My name is Wes and I'll be taking you through the preview today of Wales versus Portugal. The game will be taking place in Stade de Nice and is going to be refereed by the Englishman Carl Dixon. This will be the second time the two teams have met, with their first meeting happening in 1994 where the Welsh were victorious 102 points to 11. That is the Welsh's highest test score, with the Welshmen scoring 17 tries on the day. However, this is their first Rugby World Cup meeting between the two teams, so anything can happen. So let's talk about the Welsh side first. They've played 45 World Cup games, they've won 27 of those and lost 18. And one of those wins comes from their narrow victory over Fiji last week, their 6-point victory. And interestingly, that is their second tightest score, having only defeated Argentina in 1999 by 5 points. A win is a win though, and the victory takes them up 2 spots in the Rugby World rankings from 10th place, and they now sit at 8th. Having a little bit of a longer look at that game against the Fijians last week, the Welsh really were forced to defend for a large majority of the match. Having only 39% of the possession and 35% territory, it really was a miracle that the Welsh could pull off a win. A bit of history was made in the game against Fiji, with the Welsh team making 253 tackles, the most tackles ever made by a side in a Rugby World Cup match. Notably though, the Welsh were able to complete successfully 88% of those tackles, so a huge defensive effort by the Welsh. Further testament to the Welsh's defence was the fact that Fiji were only able to make 6 line breaks and 17 offloads from 176 ball carries, a true testament of the Welsh's defensive strength. Looking at the attacking prowess of the Wales side though, they were able to score 4 tries from only 5 visits to the 22, and they were scored relatively quickly, only after 3 phases. Notably though, all 4 tries came from a set piece, so the Welsh will be looking to capitalise from this once again. So now let's have a look at the Welsh team that will be taking the field against the Portuguese. There are 13 changes to the starting 15, with only Faletau and Rhys Zammit retaining their starting position from the victorious team against the Fijians last week. There are 4 Rugby World Cup debutants in the starting side in Christ Chisunga, DEWI Lake, Mason Grady and Jolly Williams. Notably, DEWI Lake will captain the side in only his 2nd test cap for the Welsh team. But to balance out the inexperience, we do see the ever-experienced Lee Halfpenny making his return to starting for Wales in the number 15 jersey. He makes his 3rd Rugby World Cup appearance for the squad, and he is the 3rd all-time point scorer for Wales, trailing only Neil Jenkins and Stephen Jones. A stat he's probably not too happy with me announcing to the world is that he becomes Wales's oldest backline pair at the age of 34. A pairing to keep our eyes on this weekend is that of Thomas Williams and Gareth Anscombe, who start alongside one another for the first time since 2022. Thomas Williams will earn his 50th cap for the side after his debut against South Africa in 2015. It makes him only the 7th scrum half to do so. Now let's have a look at the Welshmen who will be taking the field. Starting at number 1, it is Smith. At 2, it's Lake. 3 is Lewis. 4 is Chizuna. 5 is Jenkins. 6 is Laidata. 7 is Reffel. 8 is Faletau. 9 is Williams. At 10, we've got Anscombe. 12 is Williams. 13 is Grady. At your wings, you've got Dyer at 11, and 14 is Rhys Zammit. 15 will be Halfpenny. Looking off the bench then, you've got Elias Domachowski at 17, you've got Francis at 18, 19 is Beard, 20 is Basham, 21 is Davies, 22 is Costello, and at 23 is Adams. So quite a mix there between the inexperienced and the experienced Welsh players. Moving on to Portugal, they make their return to Rugby World Cup after 16 years, the longest period of any team. Their last appearance coming in 2007. In that tournament, they played 4 and lost 4, so they will undoubtedly be looking to have better stats this time around. The Portuguese were able to secure their place at Rugby World Cup 23 after drawing level with the USA 16 points to 16 in the final decider of the qualifying games. And it was done in dramatic fashion as Samuel Marquez was able to slot a 40-meter kick, securing them the 16-point draw and their place in Rugby World Cup 2023. A stat the Portuguese will be looking to improve on is the fact that they've only been able to score 1 try per Rugby World Cup game. Notably, they've also only led at the half once against Romania in 2007. However, they went on to lose this game at 14 points to 10. Moving on to the Portuguese players that will take the field against the Welsh, Interestingly, all 23 players of the Matchday 23 are making their Rugby World Cup debuts. There are 19 survivors though from the team that faced the USA, and so they will be looking to bring their experience to this game. 13 players play their club rugby in France, and notably 4 players have actually represented France at age grade level rugby. Most notably is that of Vincent Pinto, who went on to win the World Rugby Under-20 Championship in 2019 for the French side. There has been a bit of changing of the guard though, as Geronimo Portelas makes his Rugby World Cup debut, and his father will no doubt be proud of him, as his dad played in the 2007 Rugby World Cup for the Portuguese side. A name that we'll definitely have to look out for on Saturday is Rodrigo Marta, as he has scored 8 tries in only the last 5 tests, so he knows how to find the whitewash, and it's a matter of can he do it against the Welshman. Finally though, we move on to Thomas Appleton, the captain of the side. And he's captained the team since 2019, and he is the team's most capped player at 62 caps, so he will undoubtedly be looking to bring his experience to the game on Saturday. So let's have a look at the Portuguese side taking the field then on Saturday. At number 1 is Fernandes, 2 Tajer, 3 is Elves, 4 is Madeira, 5 is Cerqueira, 6 is Granate, 7 is Martins, 8 is Simos, 9 is Marquez, 10 is Portela, 12 Appleton, Lima at 13. Your wings then are 11 Marta, 14 Pinto, and at 15 is Sousa Guedes. Coming off the bench then, at 16 you've got Costa, 17 is Champuga, 18 is going to be Hasse Ferraria, at 19 you've got Bello, 20 is Wallace de Carvalho, 21 is Lucas, 22 is Mora, and 23 is Storti. So those are the teams set to take the field. Those are their stats. History means nothing on Saturday. What can happen? Can we see a Portuguese upset against the Welsh? The Welsh will be doing their best to prevent that from happening and keep their good start to Rugby World Cup 2023 going. Thank you so much for joining, and do make sure you tune into all the streams here on Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. My name's Wes.